Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast. I'm your host, Ebens, man. I hope you guys having an amazing week, an amazing weekend, man. Look, man, I have my brother here, Chris Boozer, in this episode, man. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm good. I'm trash-tastic. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor, bro. It's an honor. So we here talk
Yeah.
some trash.
All right, let's go talk some trash. Let's do that, man. Let's get in this episode, man. Chris, let the people know who you are. Give a little bit back of Chris Boozer, who you are.
So I'm Chris Boozer, founder, owner of the Trash Porters Waste Management Company. Specialize in daily doorstep garbage collection, trash valet for apartment residents, and junk removal, residential collection, commercial collection, event waste management. I'm how you say originally from Philly, but now I'm a Delawarean and
There we go.
Wilmingtonian,
There you go.
so, I love Delaware. I'm here now, and just our mission is respect starts with trash. And I believe that, just putting the trash in the right space, getting it to its right disposal is just respecting our neighbor and everything. If you litter, it's disrespectful. If you put it in the trash, it's respectful. So, big on respect, big on reform. I am a second chance owner.
Nice.
Yeah, formerly incarcerated reform. There's so many words,
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that,
we got to
man.
get in some letters.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is, man. Came out here was a problem with the trash. I was living in an apartment, and living on the third floor and whatnot was a hassle and a struggle for me. Some days I got my kids, my dog, trash in this hand, and I gotta go down 3 flights of stairs or an elevator, then walk 600 feet to get to a dumpster. It was just, it was beyond me. It was crazy. So, instead of, sitting, dwelling on it and, complaining about it, that was the problem that I had continuously and constantly asked God for me to find. I found a problem that I could solve, and it was right there at the doorstep, trash. So,
Man,
yeah.
you said something. You asked God, you found a problem that you could solve.
Right.
Right? So that's the key right there. Like, find something that you could solve in the marketplace, and you find that.
Yeah.
Now, what made you take on the risk? Like that risk, like having your own business. Give us like a backstory. What made you go after this dream, man?
Yeah, that's a good one. So it was a lot of losses. It was a lot of losses and a lot of heartaches, a lot of depression, a lot of sadness. Being a formerly incarcerated individual, it made things so much difficult. Not just being a black man, but to be a formerly incarcerated black man. It was hard getting work and looking for a career or just that opportunity, where you can actually make some money to provide for your family, cause everybody can hire you, but
Yep.
to give you something to provide, that's not what they offer unless you give them overtime, overnight, breaking your back and just, working like that. So, that problem right there was what led me to really pray and get closer to God and just ask for my purpose and my value. So I went through somewhat of I just had to learn me for a little while. And, during that time, I was asking God for the problem for me to solve. I never knew it would be trash, bro. I was a car salesman. I sold used cars. So you feel me? Like, I sell cars. I never raised my hand one time in class and said, I want to be a trash man.
Trash man.
Yeah, never in my life did I say that. I didn't know it would be trash, but it ended up being trash. And, it's trash-tastic, actually.
All right, risk takers, quick break before we dive back in. If you've been building, grinding, and betting on yourself, it's time your wardrobe matched your mindset. Owig apparel isn't just clothing. It's a statement. From the bold risk taker hoodies to the signature dream chasers tees, every piece is designed to remind you why you started. Shop now at owigapparel.com, because when you walk in purpose, your clothes should speak before you do. Back to the episode.
But with the trash, God answered so many, requests from me. Just for me to be able to help community, to give other formerly incarcerated individuals jobs, to be a part of the same community that once I was told I was a threat to the community. You feel me? So for me to be able to be involved with my people, the community, being invited to different schools to talk to the youth and things like that. This is a platform that went way beyond my ask of the guy. You know, he blessed me, and it just changed my whole life. It just, the whole trajectory, the whole thought, it's been a transformation. How about that? Let's say transformation, man.
Transformation,
Come on,
man.
man. Everything I'm always talking trash. Look.
Man.
So it's been amazing, man. God is good. You know, one thing I tell everybody, when I didn't believe and when I was doing bad, I got plenty of bad. But when I did believe and I just do good, you just get plenty of good and plenty of blessings, and God just keep blessing you. So every day, man, I love that trash, and I love the life that he gave me. So yeah.
Nice, man. That is awesome, man. You just like you went into some place like I'm big on faith. Without God, we always say this, without God, we want to be here. We want the thing that we have, the success. Without God, God give you a purpose. You ask for something, you pray for something, and God give it to you, and you went to work. You didn't just sit around. You took action. And you said something, you had to work on yourself.
Yeah.
That's the
First
first
thing.
thing. You have to work on yourself, right? What did you do to work on yourself? What kind of stuff did you do?
So it's crazy because I started my transformation, my change of habits incarcerated. My last time inside, I said I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. I was falsely accused or whatnot. You know, I went through a year of that fight and then got home. But I went through a time of just doing everything the opposite of what the old me would do. I read the Four Agreements. I read self-help books. I read get rich books. I just read. All I did was work on my mental, my spiritual, and my physical, and my case. That's all. My old habits used to be gambling and doing other stuff in jail this past time. No, I said I'm gonna turn everything around. I took the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements is a great book that I can really say changed my thoughts. I started experimenting on COs and myself, just saying thank you to the CO for locking me in, telling him thank you for telling me no, I can't take a shower. You feel me? And then looking at the responses that I got, not by saying thanks or good looking or anything like that, just by saying the two words thank you. It just changed the way people, you know, talk to you, the outcome of the conversation. Just, you could see that it's a whole different, it just changed my thoughts, and I just kept doing those little challenges and experiments on myself, Xing out, you know, negative habits and replacing them with better habits, you know, learning that control, because a lot of people don't realize that you need self-control. You need that discipline, like, and for you to understand and talk to yourself to tell you like, oh, this ain't right. Maybe we should, you know, try this and remove that. It take that discipline, and, you know, it take those 5 push-ups that turn into 10 after, you know, it take that repetition for you to learn life and how to be a man. Like I really had to read and buy self-help books to learn how to actually be a civilian, a citizen, because I had been living wrong for so long. Like the habits that I thought was just natural and normal, I started looking outside of life and be like, oh, that's not normal. You feel me? What I went through every day and accepted and thought was normal is actually the total opposite. You feel me? Like man, you talk to somebody about a story, you be like, they'll blow their mind. Like, that's real life? Yeah. You feel me? Like, that really happened? Yeah, bro. Like, that's normal. You feel me? But yeah, man. And it was the change of habits, change of scenery, change of friends. Had to cut some people off. You know, everybody say don't burn bridges. I really believe in burning bridges, because ain't no going back then.
Yeah.
You feel me? Ain't no way back. I read, I think it was, Think and Grow Rich,
Oh
man.
man, that's one of my favorite books, man. That's one of my favorite books,
Yo,
man.
he said, man, we going to over here and fight this war.
Yep.
Had everybody burn all the ships.
Yep.
And they like, well, how we gonna get back? Oh, it's only one way back. You gotta win.
Yep.
And they won that war and they got the ships from the other side. So I believe that, you know, you gotta X things out, man. You gotta cut some people out, man. Some people is real cancerous and you won't know it until it's too late. So,
It's true.
you know, yeah.
It's very true, man. And man, while you talking, man, it just bring me back, man. I was in that same position, man, a decade, I would say a decade ago, man, where the people I used to hang out with when I was younger, the people I used to hang out with, man, they were no good, man. And I got locked up. And I thank God cause of that, it changed. I had to change. Like I had to read books like Think and Grow Rich. No, I had to work on myself so I could relate to what you're saying, to cutting people off. Like the stuff that you did, man, I did it, man, and God put us in a whole different position, and God put you in a whole different position, man. But imagine if you didn't do these little things, you wouldn't be where you are right now. No. So kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, man. Cutting people off. That's one thing as an entrepreneur, people struggle with. Like cause you don't want to be calling that you backstabbing or you're a trader. Yeah, you're better than somebody, man. As an entrepreneur, like I had people call me those things. Like, cause there's a certain level that you, when God, let me say it, like when God give you a vision, God give you a purpose, you can't let nobody stop you.
Yeah.
No? So with entrepreneur, people feel like I can't cut these people off, man. I can't, this person is going to change. They're going to change. Eventually they're going to change. And you let that person around your circle, they could blow everything that God had given you.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's so crazy. If you don't, that person is, you don't have to cut them completely off, but you gotta find what place they belong in. You know what I mean? Some people need to be completely cut off. Hey,
that's true.
Bye.
Yep.
Deuces.
Yep.
Have you ever felt like you're building something with no blueprint? Just hustle, faith, and late nights holding it all together? Then this book is for you. Building from scratch, from hustle to strategy. How to build, scale, and succeed in business isn't just a book. It's a playbook. Written by the dynamic duo behind this very podcast. It's packed with the real lessons, mindset shifts, and step-by-step game plans they use to build from absolutely nothing. If you're stuck in hustle mode, but ready for strategy, this book meets you right there. Grab your copy now at the Dynamic Duos speaks.com because your next level requires a new strategy.
And then those other people you keep to a distance and you bring them out, you know, when it's that time to come out and not talk about business or anything. But as an entrepreneur, which I learned in these 2 years, 3 years, we're in a different crowd because we don't think the same. And the problem solving, a regular conversation with a friend of mine right now would be them complaining about something that happened at work.
Yep.
Maybe about time, 8-day lunch, or the printer ain't had paper in it. We got insurances and bills coming out every day. It don't stop every day. And more today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our conversations no longer are aligned. Our thought process aren't aligned, and we don't get stuck on the problem. We actually work on the solution. You feel me? So it's a different process, and man, and once you start this journey, people, you know, just they show themselves. God's so good at what he do.
Yep.
he just he move them out for you. You feel me? They find their way because you got that tunnel vision on your dream and your mission that, you know, it's just blocked. It's
Yeah.
blocked. It's
Yep.
blocked. There's
Yep.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know during this journey, man, friends said it ain't gonna happen. I don't see it. I don't see it ain't gonna happen. I don't think you should do that. And if I would have listened to those friends, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. If I would have listened to no, I think you should do it this way from that other friend, we wouldn't be here today. So if we don't put that blocker up, if we, you know, you can ask for feedback, but just like a feedback from a business advisor, it's up to you to see if it is good for you. You know what I'm saying? So take it or leave it. A lot of people just think you're supposed to take it. No, you can hear it out and see if it's good for you. You know, it's probably a good piece in there somewhere.
Yep.
Everybody think the whole thing supposed to be good. No, just maybe it might just be the cheese that was good, but it was it was a successful, venture. You know what I'm saying? Like, but people don't get that, man. It's nothing's instant, man. This thing been nothing but discipline and sacrifice and learning. You gotta be an open book. You know, you gotta, while I was learning me, I was learning the world. So I've been an open book for some years now, and I'm not planning on closing it. You feel me? So, but I know when it was closed, man, what I got back was no good. So, you know, today I'm just open book, man. I want to learn. I'm looking for a class right now to sign up.
That's good, man. You gotta keep learning every single day. Now you gotta be continuing. It doesn't how success that you level success that you have. You gotta continue to be a student and learn. And you said something like getting feedback from others. My mentor always say, you gotta, if I'm gonna ask you for your feedback, I gotta make sure that it's like you're at the right person. You're at the right person to ask for that feedback. Cause, you could give me a feedback or give me something. It could plant, a seed in my head or for my business. Then I can't go for. No, never ask somebody for if they don't have your lifestyle that you wanted. I'm not gonna take a feedback from you.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have that kind of lifestyle that I'm looking for, you've been there, you had success, you had failure. I'm not gonna ask you for. I'm not gonna. There's no need to ask you for feedback because you might plant a seed, and that seed could
divert you to a whole nother way. You don't even want to hear it because, you know, our words is our most powerful thing. Once you throw it up in the air, once you say it, it's out there. You know, like, just like with the judge, man, they say order the court. You wasn't supposed to say that. The jury already heard it. Like, they can't just erase it out their brain, you know. So once it's already said, it's said. So yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yep. How fate, because we talk about how God gave you the purpose, but how fate play a role in your business and your success, like how fate play a role. Because as an entrepreneur, man, I always tell people that. I always, in this platform, this podcast, I always say this, man. Without God, you could be successful. But with God, it's sweet. It's sweeter. No, it's better. I'm not saying without God, like you can't be successful without God. No, but when God is in something, man, it's you're a whole in a different level.
You're
man.
A whole different animal.
Yeah. So how's fate has played a big role in your success, man?
Man, last time I was arrested, and like I said, I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. I talked to God, man. Not like I haven't talked before, but I was like, bruh, I'm serious on this. I had just had my car lot. When I got locked up, I had 12 cars. I had my own car lot out Baltimore Pike. I was selling used cars like it was hotcakes, man. I was doing good. I was changing my life. And then I was arrested. So I talked to God. I was like, man, I know my purpose is more than just being some inmate in somebody's cell, man. Just, I'm on it. Maybe I might have had a little more dirt to wash off my hands. I thought I was clean, but I got you, God. Just let me get up out of this and don't just, throw me away like that. And we fought and he got me home and I stuck to it, man. He made me a believer for sure. He made me
Man,
a believer, man. Like, and that was the first time I ever went to trial for a case. And it was probably one of the scariest cases. So it was like, man, being on trial for your life is crazy. So, he made me a believer, man. He made me a believer, and every day I just thank him. I talk to him every day, and he made me realize how precious life is, man. And I just want everybody else to know how precious it is.
yes,
So,
yeah,
even if it's through the trash or if it's cleaning the park up, just talking and just sharing my story, man. Anything I can do to stop somebody from becoming a PP number or a state ID, inmate number for the
yeah.
who don't know the PPV number. It's a
No,
Philadelphia
no.
police ID number. But yeah, man, anything to stop you from getting that inmate number and just give you hope and faith that you can do this, man. Because the life that we in is so much now. It's so much access to knowledge and everything else.
Yep.
We business owners,
Yes.
young black business owners. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We got people, our clients, I put a post up the other day, our clients is a testimony that somebody else believe in your vision.
Said, yep.
You feel me?
Yes.
And I thought that's real heavy, man, to actually have somebody call or put a request in online, the trashporters.com, if you need junk removal, waste management. We talk trash, the trashporters.com, but for just a stranger to visit your website, to believe that you can get the job done, for you to come in their house, for you to treat their family right,
Yep.
to have good customer service, to just be a good person. They
Yep.
believe in you before they even meet you,
Yep.
that you are that. You feel me?
Yep.
So they don't know that, well, he got 12 years in jail, No, they just
Yep.
believe in who you are today.
Yeah.
It's not about
When
that
you have God
past.
on your side too, when you have God on your side, your past doesn't define you,
Not
man.
at all.
Because if you let your past define you, man, those strangers, because we always say that strangers, you might have family, close friend. Strangers gonna support you more than some friends and family,
Yeah.
right? So is when you have, because God give you that purpose, what other people gonna, because it's the God purpose. It's not your purpose. It's God purpose. So he's gonna send strangers that you won't even think that would support your business.
Yeah.
No?
That's how Delaware has treated me since day one, bro. Like, I didn't know nobody in Delaware. Everybody was like, man, you know everybody. I didn't know nobody in Delaware 3 years ago. Now I know a couple
You
people
can know a couple
now.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. I
No,
know a
no,
couple
that's
people
how it's
now.
supposed to be. That's how it's
But
supposed to be.
you gotta get outside and smile and meet people. And, going off top, I forgot where I was going with it. But, yeah, I forgot where I was
What's
going
going
with
on?
it.
No,
Yeah.
get out your comfort zone. Get out your comfort zone. That's one thing as entrepreneur. For you to go to the next level, you gotta get out your
Yeah.
comfort zone. You can't just say, you know what? I have this goal. I want to achieve this goal, but you just sit around. You don't do anything. No. You gotta get your comfort zone. Like you say, you have to go and meet people,
Yeah.
find new people that you could connect with. No. And you mentioned something, giving back, not just take, but giving back. No, giving back to the youth. Like speak about that. Like how, like
Man.
you using your story to bless other people.
Yeah.
No,
Take. Diddy. Terrible, man. Because we come from a culture where everybody just like, help me, help me, help me. What can you do for me? What can you do for me? It's like, bro, first you gotta do for yourself before anybody. So my giving back, that's really how it really make me happy. It really make me feel good. Man, being told I was this person for so long
mm-hmm.
and being able to show who I really am on this platform with this trash porter platform been a blessing in itself right there. And for me to help or to go talk to an elementary school about recycling and composting, that's crazy. You know, I never even saw that. In my thoughts coming up in life, I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna be something.
Something,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I know I'm gonna tell my story somehow, some way after all this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But, for me to have that opportunity, man, to go talk to young men at Newark High School and Job Corps and different platforms, man, and share that story and give back to the young brothers and still be me. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I changed, but I'm still me.
Yep.
I've changed the inside, but I'm still me. I still want, nice things. I still want, so for me to be able to show that to the youngins, man, and let them see like, yo, you ain't really gotta do that
Do
right
that.
there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, there's
You
another
feel me?
path.
Like,
There's a
it's a
whole
whole
another
nother
path.
path and it's going to help build your credit,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Talk to them about that and just show them like you can still be thorough.
Mm-hmm.
And go to work and take care of your family. It's not thorough waking up 2 a.m. to a call because your man got in a situation and you running out the door to go risk your life.
Yep.
That's the wrong risk taking.
Yep.
You feel me? That's the
That's
wrong
risk
risk
taker.
taking.
Yep.
But as a homie, we got that in our head that because I call you my bro and we out here every day,
Yep.
if you call me, I'm willing to lose my life
Right.
or go to jail for life over you, but I just left my kids in the house.
Yep.
It's crazy to me when I think about all the crazy things that was regular or was cool or accepted, man. I wish I never was ever cool.
Yeah.
I wish I never ever was cool because it's terrible to thought. Like I posted today, man. I looked at a picture, a jail picture with me and my mom. It's like, I'm not even smiling in the picture with my mom, and I only get to see her a few times a year. But because we in this penitentiary or whatnot, we all hardened, and you can't even have emotions. You can't even smile.
No.
I'm in a picture with my mom. She came up to see me. I should be smiling.
Yep.
Probably was smiling inside, but
Inside.
in this
Yep.
picture, looked terrible. Now I got something. I can't stop smiling.
Smiling.
I get the trash. I'm smiling.
Smiling.
Anymore, I got trash juice on me. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm thinking if you need us, call the trash porters.
You heard them. You
Yeah,
heard them,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
But that's you said something. It's that I think it's that thought process. It's your environment too. Now it's your environment because if your environment could break you, could make you, right? And some environment you have to take yourself out in
Yeah.
that environment. And which you did. Now you looking back, you were like, man, I wish I had done that. I wish
Yeah.
I had another thought process.
But,
No.
but see, because it's the regret part. We wouldn't be here talking
Yep.
to me if I didn't go through that and do that time and sit there and talk to God in them holes and solitary confinements, talking to myself and God like, man, it's got to be a way. I wouldn't have had them visions. I would have had them thoughts like I could do it on my own or like I wouldn't been shut down.
Yep.
Maybe I would have got that job at the car lot or I could have been the supervisor at the warehouse, but I'd probably still be there and I wouldn't be on this journey.
Yep.
I'd be working for somebody trying to make my salary instead of really going for my purpose and leaving my, impression on the earth for my kids and all that for my legacy. So all during the time, during it was terrible.
Yep.
But when I look back at it, I was like, man, it made me who I am today. I learned a lot of, my adulthood, how to be a man from men that's never coming home, that's walking the yard doing life, and they just want to pour into me and make sure I don't come back. And then
Yeah.
I come back and they was like, man, I'm not talking to you, young
Yep.
boy. You know what I'm saying? They upset.
Yep.
You feel me? So that disappointment actually be like, dang, I messed up real bad. You feel me? But, those lessons, man, turned into blessings.
Blessing. There you go, man.
That's all.
I'm hearing what you're saying, like second chance, man. God give us both a second chance. Like, even when I was going through my situation, man, Like I pray to God, if you give me a second chance, or that's all I need, the second chance. When I get that second chance, man, I'm gonna change my whole life, in which I did, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I'm just listening to your story, man. Like I'm so happy for you, man. I'm so happy that you took that risk. That's one. I'm so happy that you seek God. You become a believer. God give you a purpose. I'm so happy that you had to relearn some other stuff. Like when it comes to personal development, you have to relearn some stuff. I'm so happy that you had to cut up some people off. Now, all these things that you're saying, man, I'm so happy that you did that. Cause if you didn't do that, man, we wouldn't have this conversation and you wouldn't be a blessing to the other kids, to the other young black men that's looking at you.
Right.
You know? So listen, man, you got a whole, this is just the beginning, man. This is the beginning. Now, if you continue that path that God put you in, you continue trust in him. It's not an easy thing. Especially as an entrepreneur, because we have bills to be paid. Now we have other things. We have expense. We have all these things. But if we keep trust in God, God is going to take care of us no matter what, man.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
is that faith? I always say, I have a quote that I wrote, man. I say faith in God create success in me. Cause if it wasn't having faith in God, man, all the things that I have, that I was able to do, I had to have faith, and God had to put these things inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I'm just happy, man. Just listen to all this thing that you're saying, man. Do you a big blessing?
Thank you.
No, you're a big blessing, man. So keep doing that, man. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
I have another one, man. What, as we talking right now, people are looking at us. There's some people that's in the edge right now, like they say they want to make a move, but they don't know how to make the move. There's some people that's already entrepreneur already. They're a seasoned entrepreneur. They want to take a big risk. They don't know how. Like, what advice would you give to new entrepreneur? And what advice would you give to seasoned entrepreneur who's taking on risk, like to go after their dream, to go after a goal? Like, what advice would you give them?
Man, for the newcomer, man, for the new entrepreneur, if you believe in it, then you just gotta do it, man. You gotta really be Nike and just do it. With this, I put everything into it. I ain't listening to nobody. I went broke. I went homeless.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, I went broke. I went homeless. I was living at the Red Roof with my kids, at the Ramada with my kids. You gotta continue to believe in yourself and your God. And just know that, like you said, God gonna provide. There's days, man, I done woke up in the red. Woke up in the red.
We all been there. We all been there, man.
Listen,
We all been
woke
there.
up in the red. Continued to go deeper into the red. But the next day is like, I knew it. I knew it was coming. You know, it's just having that faith, man, knowing that your hustle was there, that everything is aligned. You just gotta just push the button, man. Just do it, man. Take everything and put it towards your vision and your dream, cause ain't nobody else gonna do it, and it's the only way. And find all the free resources and events and classes you can get. For the seasoned entrepreneur, I had to pivot early on. Man.
Let's talk about that.
This trash valet thing, that was the whole vision. I said, oh man, ain't nobody here to take out the trash. I'm on the third floor. It makes sense. Didn't know what it was called. Didn't even know how to Google it. Went through a lot of research. Found out it was valet trash across on the other coast, and big down south. It's big everywhere else but Delaware. It was an open market. It was like an easy sell for me. But from a customer standpoint, I had it. But I had to go to them classes and them resources to learn from property management, corporate business side, what was their problem of the same issue. So when I didn't know that, I just thought, well, I buy a membership. I bought a Delaware State Chamber membership. I bought a Delaware Apartment Association membership, and I thought I was going to be paid right then and there. Yo, I'm going from door to door collecting trash. I made flyers like I was cutting grass, 12 years old. I might as well color though. This me, you know what I'm saying? It didn't work. They wasn't going for it. I wasn't talking trash properly. So, that could have been my quit right there.
Yep.
You feel me? They shut the door. They said no. I heard it a bunch of times. No. That's a hard sell. There's no way you're going to sell that. No, we hit the drawing board and we work on that pivot. I thought pivot was just in basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn what pivot was and I had the quick, fast pivot and I got the junk removal. You know what I'm saying? I was in the Dodge Ram, in a rusty old Dodge Ram. That was my boy. We picking up garbage, little side jobs. Oh, you know what? I do junk removal now. You know what I'm saying? And now I get on Google. I'm finally listed on Google and people calling, hey, do you collect trash? I'm like, yeah, of course I collect trash. Thanks for calling.
Yep.
What do you got for me?
Yep.
Oh, we want weekly collection. Oh, we don't do that. I'm sorry. Boom. After the fourth time of that call, I'm like, absolutely, we do residential collection. How much is it? Let me see. Yeah. 35. I started off at 30. It's 35 now. You know what I'm saying? After the math and everything, all the insurances and licenses and registration, $35 a month. We come weekly and collect your trash. But yeah, I had to pivot. So when the trash calls came in, next thing you know, we were servicing. I was like, man, it was crazy because when I was a young boy, I did community service. I did litter patrol. I went to wherever they dropped us off at and told us to pick the litter up. And now I got contracts for litter control, so it's crazy. I used to work in a warehouse. Dig this. I used to work in a warehouse, breaking my back, working that belt, all that, them pallets and pallet jacks. I still got back problems today, but I used to work in a warehouse. Just last month we cleared out a 30,000 square foot warehouse, man. Awesome, you know how many steps I was getting steps in, man. But just to watch from, what it was then and now and how I'm making payroll. I'm putting payroll through and I remember complaining to the HR or whoever like, yo, y'all missed my hours. Now I don't miss my guys' hours. No. Yeah, I don't miss their hours. But I'll be like, you got your check? I want to make sure they got it because they work hard and they do good. But, it's a blessing, man. So, yeah, you got to know how to pivot, man. Yep. So if you are that seasoned entrepreneur, just know when to pivot, man. Maybe, it might be something else in your market that you might not have that might just change the whole game. I just graduated from United Way, last night. Awesome. Yeah, last night. And somebody was saying how they was just about to close their doors. And lo and behold, this one thing changed their life. Now now they spreading and now they online and they doing whole shipping and packaging and everything. And they just the happiest, the big smiles, when you hear that story of small business owner, you like, damn. And then you like, what? It changed that quick. And now it's like, whoo, that smile, they glowing. I wanted to rub it off on me. Right? Give me some of that. Yeah. But yeah. So man, you got to know when to pivot, man. I learned early. You gotta stay on your pivot.
Yep. Yeah. While you mentioned that, man, like you mentioned two things, like sacrifice that you had to make, right? You have to invest in your business, invest in yourself, in the pivot. We even wrote a book, man. My wife and I, we wrote a book, and one of the chapters that we put in there is the pivot. The pivot, man. This book right here, building from scratch, man. From hustle to strategy. While we was talking, basically that's what you did. You went from hustle to strategy. Yep. You went to go back on the board. So you know what? This didn't work. No, it didn't work. Okay. How can what's the new strategy now to make my business work? What I'm missing? No, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Now, and you're talking about pivot, man. That's one thing that we had to learn as an entrepreneur. Now, how to pivot. Cause some stuff that used to work back in 2020, it's not going to work 2025. So you have to know your market, you know, how to pivot. So, yeah, when you mentioned that, I was like, yo, even that we wrote a chapter in our book, man.
Yeah. It's crazy because what we think will work, what we want to be the product, like we might be headstrong on it, focused, like this is it.
Yep.
The customer, the market gonna tell us, no, that ain't it. It's actually this.
Yep.
And if you not on that right, you know, tunnel or right path, you ain't even gonna be able to see that because you still stuck on that. But if you on that business model, that open book, that, you know, willing to learn and take that feedback, you feel me? And realize, like, you know what? It ain't this.
Yep.
I'm cool with that because
Yep.
I got this right here, and this what they want. So now let me just focus on that and put that to the side. Gotta tell me when to bring that back out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's really how I go. You like, even with a call right now, you might meet somebody today and tell them like, yeah, I'm gonna get with you. And they be like, he ain't gonna get with me. When God tell me to get with you, that's when I'm gonna get with you because that's how it happened. You be like, oh, where the bull card at? Where the transporter car at? I know he talk trash. I got a couch for him. Yeah. You feel me? So it's all on God's time, man. And that's all it come down to, man. To get a relationship with God. I don't go to church every week. I'm still trying to pick and choose which one, but you know, I have relationships with the churches. We have a couple church clients too. But I talk to God every day, all day, man.
That's what matters. It's not that's going to be my last word too. It's not the full wall, man. It's the relationship that you have with God, man. That's what matters the most. No, having a relationship with God. It's what's inside of you. It's not what's outside. No, you already know that God cares more about what's inside of you than what's outside. No, so keep believing, keep doing your thing, man. One last word. How can people, anybody that's listening to this podcast, that's watching this podcast, how can they get in contact with you?
Okay.
For your services?
If you need to talk trash, please call us at 302-709-1550, or you can visit the website, thetrashporters.com. That's again, 302-709-1550. Visit the website, thetrashporters.com. Check us out on Instagram. I'm always on there talking trash and showing y'all exactly what we do at the Trash Porters. And Chris Boozer on LinkedIn, man.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, man. There you have it. And I will see you in the next episode.